Better late than never. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, we're an hour late. Had stuff happening. Kids doing school things. Hopefully, they don't pull our funding at the public broadcasting network. What up, Peter Griffin? Yo, yo. Kelly will be here in a second. Yeah. How's everybody doing? What you up to? Not much. Right on. I got a wardrobe of warm clothes back here. Pulling some stuff off the printer. Been printing like nuts. Dad, what up? Did you guys get notifications about this? I posted the community tab, and I just don't know how many people actually see it. What up? Mad scientists, as always.
Lots to talk about, eh?
Yeah, I mean, isn't there always?
Mad scientist. Yes.
Dude.
Yes, we are.
It's an absolute mess, man. Let's get some of our AI branding going in the background. The phantom vehicle splashing in the mud.
Hey. That's right. Yeah, we need to do something different. Remember, we talked about that a long while back, doing something different.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff. And that's why I say talk is cheap.
But we never capitalize on half of it. Right, never capitalize on it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, we had talked about doing some type of a little photo thing, at one point with some stuff.
Yeah, that if it gets too busy, it's just too busy. So like real photos,
too busy, man. Look at
don't work.
Bro,
you drive it yet?
SBR in the house. I powered it up, make sure everything worked, and powered it down.
You got batteries for it?
Yeah, they'll be here Friday. So I went back and watched your video on that while we're talking about SBR.
Oh, and yeah, man.
Did you said you took the mounts for the batteries, the hard mounts out? Or you took them out of the hard mount? Is that right? Was that because they were coming loose?
No, I had to for my batteries to work. So it depends on where the leads are coming out of the battery, if you're going to be able to fit that in there or not.
Gotcha.
Is what that was. What up, Flapping?
Gotcha.
Michael Bird, Dirty Thirds, Peter Griffin, Dad's in here. Who am I missing? Anybody? Victor, what up, man?
What's up, everybody? So tell us what's on the dinner plate there. What's up, Bob? Bob's RC in the house.
Well, the interior for the Origin Classic is like vaporware. You cannot get them. They're out of stock everywhere. And when they are available, I think it's like $50. So I was watching Scale News yesterday, and he mentioned, Harley, he has all kinds of files too.
Oh, yeah. On his website.
Very slick designer. So he has an inner cage, battery tray, and seats for this dude.
Okay.
So I printed them off. And it doesn't work with the Lexan interior, which I don't want to pay for, so I was like, you know what, this will be perfect. And he does have a lot of files. I also bought his, they were cheap. I bought his magnet mounts for the H10 optic as well.
Oh, sweet.
So I think with those magnet mount bracket things that I bought, that I could actually probably use them on the Classic if I wanted to, but I'm going to put them on the H10.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. And I may get an extra set of those magnets that kind of look like brake pads and just leave them on the CJ and put them on the H10, and I just switch tires.
Sweet.
But anyway, I got the files for that inner, cage and seats and everything, and the mounts for like $6.
Gotta love a good deal.
Totally cheap. What's up, Don?
It's like Keith and I were talking about the SBRs because he ordered one and got his like a week ago or so, and we were talking about what guys are doing to change those a little bit to make them better. And
you were talking about how appreciative Pilot Ryan was that he clicked the link in the description before he spent $1,000.
Yeah. I turned him on to your video. I was like, dude, you gotta watch this video. Ryan just beat the living snot out of that thing.
Bro, thank you. That SBR video I worked extremely hard on. I was really trying to make a point, like, hey, at that point I hadn't been long into cars in a way, but I was getting it. And I knew how to fly them and drive them and stuff. And I wanted to make a point. And so I put that car through it, dude. And the video,
you did.
The video is pretty good too.
Yeah, you did. Don, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. Thanks. I've been chatting with Don a little bit about the big Blazer body, and
awesome.
He's into the 3D printing thing, and he was kind of looking for some insight on what's the best way to tackle one of these bodies.
And get the right place
and get the body so it fits right, on the chassis. And so I was like, go watch my video and you'll save yourself a ton of time and filament, to get the scale right out of the gate. So yeah, we've been chatting a lot.
Yeah, that and the assembly, and like on our videos, I think you and I both kind of try to tell the story of the project too, which gives you a little, when you watch a running video, it's sometimes it's more than that, where you get to see this thing in pieces first.
Yep.
And that kind of thing. And I don't want to confuse anybody that's newer to it, but we'll get into it in a minute, but I'll just preempt it with this. I have been playing with settings that I have never messed with before.
Oh, yeah, you and me both. I have been recently too.
And I think I'm kind of still pretty much okay with what I've always been doing. It's like these experiments, some turned out, some didn't. And I can tell you why, but basically it boils down to the fuzzy skin setting and variable layer height settings.
Yeah.
And what that does to the whole thing when you select it. I have some nightmares. A little bit.
Oh, let's talk about nightmares, because this is my first time really for messing with PETG, and I like the way it prints, but it's forcing me to do exactly what you just said, Ryan, to start digging into the advanced settings and changing things. This project, this Jeep project I'm working on right now, I printed out 2 or 3 pieces of it with PETG. And the way that I had it on the bed, I got some warping. And, it was running, I think at 270 on the nozzle temp, 260 or 270. And then I was at 70 C on the bed temp, where it should be. And it, once I get this project done, I went back to PLA on this, just because we've all done enough PLA that I'm not concerned about it at all.
Seriously.
Especially for this project I'm working on. But at the end of the day, when this thing is done and I got this Jeep all finished up, I'm gonna start playing with the Pet G again.
Yeah.
Because I like, you can tell it's definitely stronger, a lot stronger.
Here's one thing I learned about the stuff that tends to warp. Orientation is everything. So is what I've done to try to fight the warp is I'll set up the supports for normal instead of trees. I want more hold. And then I'll also put the brim on it.
Yep.
Too, as much as I can stand. And you make sure you got good glue down on, a lot of times with the PLA, man, I just rock it and it's fine. But when I'm doing ASA or Pet G or anything like that, man, make sure you got a good layer of something rubbed on there glue wise. But I don't want to scare anybody who's new to it, because honestly, I've been fine with the defaults forever. When you start experimenting, you're going to run into things. Brim is like, if you're familiar with the way trees are, if you select a brim, you can control how big it is. And so at the base of the tree, you'll actually also have another ring of filament, that first layer, just helping hold it down. And when you select a brim, you kind of get to define where you want it. I usually say outer and inner. Like if I'm doing it, it's like, let it do it on everything. And it'll do it on whatever piece is contacting the bed, whether it's your supports or the piece itself.
Yep.
And I do that even with PLA if it's going to be something tall and a long print, and I'm worried about it shaking loose or whatever like that, if it's at a goofy angle or anything.
Yep.
But
that's what I had to do now with the way that I'm doing this Gladiator. Everything is standing up. I got 6 big chunks going right now. And like I said, the PLA has been fine for both of us. I haven't had any issues with it, but just as an added precautionary measure, I set the inner and outer brim and went I think it was 4 or 5 millimeters on each side.
Yeah. And,
I want it to be perfect. And right now,
at least 5.
Right now, brother, this thing is printing out beautifully.
That's awesome.
So I think I've got this one figured out now.
One thing of note in what I've been doing lately that I noticed was I did 2 experiments. One was the variable layer height or whatever it's called, and the other was the fuzzy skin. So at separate times I experimented with this. When I did the variable layer lines, the supports did not want to come off.
Oh.
And so I dug into it a little bit and I realized there's a Z-axis layer, whatever separation number that you can tweak a little bit to make it not stick as good. And there's also a couple reasons you're going to have those supports stick. If your filament's wet, like moisture, it over extrudes is what it's called. And so there's not that separation between the support and the piece the same. And you also have that a little more with the higher temp prints possibly as well. Stuff like the ASA and the Pet G. So I think that's why I've been able to dodge the bullet on the just kind of going generic with the PLA, but so I experimented with it. So I had a print I did, and also with the variable layer height business, it also throws a different kind of algorithm on it where it generated the supports differently, almost automatically hybrid. Look at this chunk that's like kind of normal and trees all at once.
Oh yeah.
And then the grid on top of this should have came off with the piece. But it didn't. I had a hell of a time. So here's the irony. So I recut in the software some of the things I wanted removed from the Ford 250 69 body. And and I got it dialed in, and I'm like, let's go ahead and instead of just doing a small piece to test, I just went for a day long print. So this is heavier than most supports are, and I would attribute that to the choosing that variable line situation. And you can even see not on the waffle pattern, but the support stuff, how it's just you can almost tell that it was sticky and hard to get away from the print. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the irony of getting this all dialed in just to check the variable layer lines, and it did do me some good. So spots that normally step quite a bit, they stepped smoother than normal. And then at the cowling, like by the grill and stuff like that, spots that would have stepped pretty pronounced, just printing regular, were actually a lot smoother. But the irony, getting the support out of it, I broke every bit of this. I broke the roof off. I broke the A-pillar. I broke it back here. I broke it here.
Wow.
Trying to get it off. And then when all is said and done, guess what? It's the wrong size. When I changed it to 96.11, which is what I need, it was from a file that had already been shrunk.
Oh, no.
So my advice is to, yes, remember your scale numbers, but you need to also take a note, take a picture, take a screenshot of what the actual millimeters are, because when you go back into it to print it again or whatever like that, it's going to always default to 100%. Even after you adjusted it the last time to 96.11, if you look at it again and click scale to see the numbers, it's as if you didn't do anything. So if you do 96.11 again, it gets smaller. So after a whole day, broke it, wrestled it, cut my fingers, getting the supports out, back together and fixed this, and then set it in the chassis and realized, oh, it's too small. But I cut out that square, and then I opened up this hood area. It had more in it, so I opened it up so it would fit over everything. I mean, I did it. Worked out. And the variable line thing, I'm seeing this print, and I'm like, oh, this is actually a lot smoother. Like along this edge here, it would have been stepped fairly dramatically if I didn't do the variable line height. But the variable line height adds a ton of filament and adds a ton of time. And if I'm going to break it getting it out and I got to finish it anyway, I'm going to just leave it the hell alone.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit. And you got a dryer, right?
I think the AMS kind of does that. I am not that smart.
I'll be honest with you. I bought a Creality dryer last week, and so I print everything. You can probably hear my printer running. I got the lid on it, but it's the K1's running right now, trying to get some stuff done for me. But, I decided to just see what my humidity was down here, in my basement where I'm running this thing all the time. And I left the lid open on the dryer and just left it on, and I let it go for like 3 or 4 hours, just sitting in the ambient temperature down here. And it was like 45% humidity. And on the on the Pet G, bro, when I finally put that on the machine, it was down to 15%, and it started at like 33 or 34%. So,
oh wow.
So, and the nice thing is the way the dryer's set up, and once I get this big next print done, I'm gonna switch over and do it this way. You can run the filament in this dryer. It's got a hole that the filament comes up through, and you can feed the printer right from the dryer. So the filament's always like dry rather than drying it, pulling it out, putting it in a humid room and let it absorb all that. Because we all know a roll of filament goes quite a ways.
Yeah.
So,
I've been really janky about it. Like if my AMS will do it, or if the printer does drying, like I haven't really explored it. But every time I get a roll of filament, you know how you get the desiccant?
Yep.
I always throw it in the AMS.
Oh, yeah.
I just cleaned them out the other day because I had a ton of those those desiccants in there. And I had to tear it apart the other day because I messed up again and ran PLA ASA temp and clogged up the extruder. So I had to take the thing apart.
Yep.
And then for that, I had a piece broken off in the AMS that I had to undo all that to get at. So when I did that, I just didn't put it back in. But that's what I do. They even there's a file for like a little thing to hold those desiccants. I just put them in out of the way. But
gosh, I never thought of that flopping. Put the filament in a bag in the deep freeze. That always sucks the moisture out of shit. Yeah, you're not kidding there. I wonder what.
Once you do get them dry, Tupperware, Ziplocs, that's a good idea.
Right. Yeah. Well, this dryer it's a Creality dryer. It was like $59 on, Amazon. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try one just, for $59. I'm going to see what it does. And I honestly think I'm getting a better fidelity of print by drying this out. So, yeah.
You probably are, man. I mean,
I can tell you this much, man. I'm really overly impressed with the fidelity of what I'm getting on this Gladiator right now. And it's got a lot of bumps and weird angles on it. And you know what? It came out really well.
The thing about I was impressed, and I did a couple other tests with that variable line thing. And it's, as long as you attend to the supports and you're willing to spend the time, I think it's kind of, that juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
But man, because the way I decided to orient this too, which was straight. Imagine all the supports going inside that roof and treeing into the little nooks and crannies of that profile. Dude,
yeah.
It had a hold of it. I mean,
what's up, Terry?
You can see where it ripped it out. The roof. It was stuck so good.
And you know what, Ryan? On that, what I'm doing with the Gladiator bits, everything is, well, I shouldn't say everything. Everything is standing mainly up. Like the two front, the hood and front fenders, the whole doghouse sections, there's two of them. They both were standing straight up. And I have very, very little that I need to work out with Bondo. Clear up on the very top on the actual grill part, and that's it. Everything else looks, I shouldn't have to do anything but put this filler primer on there and sand it lightly and put a coat or two of paint on it, and it should be done. What's up, Chuck? There's Mr. Craig Bevan. What's up, man? Have you flown any of those airplanes I sold you, brother? Or has it been too windy?
But I mean, just
I was actually right
on the conversation with the variable lines, just to kind of tie it with a bow. And I knew once I got into this that was something that I maybe should have. This is my takeaway. On the pieces that I print that aren't crazy support, but just like a stand-up piece, like a hood or something that doesn't have a ton of support, that's where I'm going to keep on experimenting with it. What I learned on that whole front cab was that I need to learn more, and I'm so bummed it's the wrong size, because I'm like, dude, that's fine. I got a day in it and all the filament, I'll fix it. And then I put it in the chassis with this one. I just took the white cab off and put the gray one on. And I'm like, dude, it's not the same size.
How much smaller is it?
Small.
Is it a lot? Is it a lot? I mean, you got it loose there. Yeah, let's see.
It's too much.
Craig, that's awesome. Craig's got the A10 set up. He hasn't flown it yet. Awesome.
So
Oh yeah.
some people wouldn't notice, but like,
Yeah. A little bit.
if
Was
I
it a quarter,
let me just
quarter
line
inch
it
on
up
each side?
on one side. So
You
yeah,
got half inch at most.
almost. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna live with that.
You know what? Just
I don't need to live with that because I got this one.
hey, bro, I'll buy it from you. I'll put it on. Dude, I'll buy that from you, and then I'll put that on my mullet truck.
Okay. So
Because I need something small.
you don't have to buy it, but I'll print off a hood wrong for you then. And then
Well, next time we connect, bring it with you. If you think about it,
you have the files, dude.
Yeah, I
Just-
know, but I'm
just
saying
do-
if you won't use it, if you won't ever use that, dude, it'll probably be perfect for my little mullet truck.
It probably will be.
You know, and all I need is just a cab. That's it. What you got right there?
What up, MBRCAU? And then that takes me to my next experiment that I've been messing with. I saw the Redline Designs IJs at Beat the Creek, and I talked to the guys, and I was super impressed with like the finish on the rigs. It had a texture that was not intense, but it hid the lines.
Hmm.
And it's fuzzy skin. But you have to change it. Once you turn it on, you got to make it. If it defaults to 0.2, you need to make it 0.02.
See, that's something that I've never messed with is that fuzzy skin.
I had neither, but I saw
Yes.
theirs and I was like, man, that looks bad to the bone, right? So this is what I learned messing with the fuzzy skin. So now I'll disclaim this one with this is Silk PLA that I decided to try the fuzzy skin on. So anything you see actually will stand out more than it would have if I was just using like a matte PLA or whatever. So you can kind of still see the lines, but not in the glare. You can't. There's like a texture to it.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna solo on this.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's how those guys were getting those finishes that I thought just looked fantastic. So because this is silk, you still see the lines.
Yep.
Notice all those little dots on it.
Yep.
That is this basically what I believe that to be is the start and stop of a line of a thing.
That's wild.
It's a seam. So you can in the software tell that seam where you want it. You can paint it on and hide it underneath, put it in the back. I chose random, and so it's all over rather than in a line somewhere.
Yep.
And I wanted to see what this was like after I sand it.
So can you feel them?
Barely.
The spots?
Barely.
All right, now you got me curious. I'm gonna have to try and do that.
Bro, go look, do the default. And if whatever the default is, put a 0 in front of it, 0.02 instead of 0.2. Because if you just,
try that.
And honestly, when you just set up fuzzy skin regular by default and then preview it and then look at it, you're going to be like, yeah, I don't want nothing to do with this. It's crazy. But there's two settings on it. There's like the point distance and like a smooth, whatever. Go small. Just that's the trick is go small with it.
It's just like, bro, it's just like what I did with my blade, the two blazer bodies I printed out. Honestly, I mean, look how smooth that is, bro.
That looks good. Terry Barker, where's the crawlers and coffee at? I can't hardly get away.
Crawler and coffee. Dude, I'm there. Let's go.
It does look metal. That silk, it does. But anything with a shine also shows whatever's going on. So it's like on the other silk PLA stuff I've done, it looks pretty good, but like I can see the lines and that's okay. But with this fuzzy skin business made really small, and I can talk to you more about that. I mean, basically, if you want to know how to do something, just ask Google, bro. But
yeah,
I like watched a video or something, and I was like, and I remembered when I talked to the Redline guys because I asked him, I was like, "How are you doing that?" And he told me, and then so it gave me a little bit of a vocabulary to know what to go look at and search it up.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So I did some more work, not while we're talking about, finishes and stuff. So this is where I'm at with
Looks awesome.
the Tahoe. I've got just a little bit up here on the front, just a little itty bit that I got to work out yet. But it's got a couple coats of primer on it and sanded lightly again. And, if you look at the back, it's hard to see, but it's pretty good, man. I got majority of the print lines all gone off of this. So it should be about ready for actual paint once I get it mounted. But
It looks killer, dude.
It come out really good. I mean, even the top. I mean, look how this is just a matte white finish or paint. So it's pretty good. I've been super happy and impressed with how this one actually worked out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what print are you looking for, Donald?
What's up, Don? Yeah, I've been talking to him a lot. That's Tahoe. Need bourbon, same body.
Dude, I got windows in the Corvair now, most of them.
Windows in the Vair. Awesome.
Donald was talking about rust earlier. But yeah, man, and the irony is as soon as I got that front window in, I smeared CA all over it. But I got the back one in. Windows are absolute bitch. I ain't gonna lie. But guys, I just did a video on this. Go check it out on the Mickey Thompsons. And you know what else I did since the video? I haven't run it since. I rounded these corners.
Yep.
I had a little chatter on the lugs. So I knocked him down. But go check out the video of this, man. It's I like it.
Yeah, Don, I'll connect with you tomorrow and send you the information for this Tahoe. But honestly, I'm pretty certain that our friend Andre, I think he's got a Suburban, or I'll have to look again. He's been putting so much stuff up.
I know he's got old school Suburbans. I don't know if he's got a newer one, but he might.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I came across an old Suburban, and the files were kind of jacked, like what the ones were that we tried to work out on your Tremors truck. And this thing's like an old school rounded old Suburban, and the file comes with a canoe on the roof, this part of it. And I have been off and on working it out, trying to get this old Suburban figured out, because it would be so good on SCX6 or Vertex 6 at this point.
Yeah, my thing about the stuff with, you know how I am with stuff that's got more than 2 doors. I feel like I'm not sure.
Don't even talk to me about crew cabs.
That's what I'm saying,
guys. Right now, I'm trying to work out this Gladiator.
Did you see this Savage?
Yes, I did. It's cool.
Well, that's it.
But I'm trying to replicate somebody's Gladiator. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working these files with 3 different percentages, you know. X, Y, and Z are all different. Just so I don't want to have to do a bunch of work to a chassis to make this fit. And I don't have to. I got one down here on the floor that is not, it was number 2 that I've been playing with, that I decided to chuck it to the floor and start over. I'll show you. It actually, I mean, for the most part, looked pretty good, but now, just so you guys know, when I show this to you, you're going to flip out because the front doghouse section is not the right size, but
Look at that.
Dr. Pepper, baby.
I had it out to do the windows.
But this is, I mean, for three different actual like percentages, it's actually it's gonna look legit on the 6, bro.
That
But
looks
this
good.
this one here doesn't make the count, man. So, yep. But you know, I'm gonna work it out. It's gonna be perfect.
Are the numbers messed up on a couple pieces or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to slow down when it takes 18 hours to print it, bro.
Dude, it's yeah. The part that's running right now is almost 19 hours. It's the back, it's the bed, it's half the bed section. 19 almost 19 hours.
The dash is loose, Donald, because I'm figuring out how I want to put it in. It's just kind of sitting there now with a magnet that doesn't really hold it in place. So I got to make some alignment tabs or something. But I can't put it on the body or I won't be able to slide it in because I'm using that clipless mechanism. I could put it on the body if I were to have mounted it the way I always do, which is through the cross members at the front and the back. But no, let me change it up so I can not waste 2 little brackets that it came with as a kid.
So Don, I'll take the first shot at answering your question and see if Ryan comes up with something different. So he's saying, so I take it that printing bodies is a trial and error. Printing bodies aren't really the trial and error. The trial and error is getting them to fit right on the chassis and how you're going to mount them. And if you're going to put an interior in them, that's a whole nother process.
And it depends on what chassis it's going on and what you want. If you're going for scale and you want a scale interior too, that's going to steer you into certain rigs that are going to be super hard to work with. But the way I've gotten with it, I love the base camp so much and the Axial 10.3s with the center transmission. I'm kind of just, if I get a dash, a couple seats, and a driver, I'm good. Like, I don't care about a floor. I don't care about a whole lot of extra. So I'm good with that. But then on the leapers that I've done, you actually have room for a floor, so you can go that way. But I would say trial and error, the thing to know going into it to eliminate some of that is you got to land on the numbers before you start. And once you get it done, then you're going to be close enough to make it work. It's not always perfect. Kelly knows that sometimes I'm spinning links in, I'm spinning links out. I was awfully close. I'm nuts about the way stuff sits on the arches. So I got enough room on the links to kind of make it work. And we're doing the math ahead of time. So it just depends. What up, Pete?
Pete's like, I see an SBR sitting back there.
But Antmo's talking about retirement money on the Corvair. Well, I got to sell them. I got to sell one first.
So, right.
We'll raffle it off.
We got to start selling some stuff. All right. So back to Don real quick, because him and I have been talking about this a little bit. So I sent him some pictures of this Blazer body that I'd printed out. So if you see what I've done here on the very back part of the Blazer, this is like one section that I've cut out. I did it before I printed them, where the shock tower's clear and come up through the back of the bed of the Blazer. So when you finally figure out what all you need to cut away or how you need to redo the files to make it fit over the shock towers of the SCX6, then what I did, I went back and went, okay, so this is the back seat. So what I did is kind of washing out, but I cleared out all of this on the inside of the seat. So that way the seat gets set down and sits over the top of the shock towers. So you can run open air and you don't see the holes or the hole for the shocks in the shock tower. So that was one thing I did. Then the other thing that I did on it was the passenger seat has a chunk out of it.
Yep.
To clear the transmission in the SCX6. So
and what you're seeing there is a lot of the same stuff we have to do on the 10.3s as well.
Yep, exactly. So if you want interior, that's one thing. But if it's a whole nother ball game to be able to put one of these on a SCX6 or, like Ryan said, a 10.3, depending on which chassis it is. But they all have their faults. They all have their trials and tribulations to get around. So that's why I said, this one here actually is actually going to go to Don because he really wants a K5. And so I worked out a little deal with him. I'm like, you know what? I got one here. I got two of them actually that I printed out. I'll make you a deal on one. You put it together, just glue it together. And that way, then he can finish it. It's already printed. All the hard work's done. All you got to do is put it together, finish it, put it on, and you're done. And that way, then it gives him a little bit of a confidence builder on seeing what we do to make these things properly fit.
And just to say, like, Kelly, we've been doing this like a year.
Dude, brother, it's like at least a year and a half now.
Okay.
I mean, we're on our way to 2 years, brother. But yeah, not forever.
But not forever though. And we've been making pretty cool stuff the whole time. And it only gets better because you learn as you go. Dude, I've told the story to a lot of people before, and I'll tell it again. Once your wheels get turning, solving the problems is the funnest part. Like the first kit I built it showed up to me in a Ziploc bags. And it was a Land Rover. Kelly had printed it off. It was the first time I ever put one of these together. I didn't have a printer yet at the time. First time I ever put one together. And as I'm building it, that's easy, the gluing it together, whatever. But how do I mount it to this base camp chassis? Because this Land Rover was totally made for like a leafer, you can tell, because it had an interior, And solving those problems is the challenge. But also, I mean, it's the rubber meeting the road. That's why they all work. Is because we figured out some way or another how to mount them. And I feel like for me, I'm still very elementary at it and a lot of hand fabbing and stuff because I don't know drafting. But who cares? Whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
That's the hobby, and that's the joy of learning from your mistakes. And then you make it different next time. And that's why I'm gonna roll right into this.
If you're really smart, you learn from other people's mistakes.
Exactly.
And then you get to apply it.
So my first Blazer that I made, the first two that I made, Pete has one and I have one. This section right here was like a separate, like basically the inside shell versus the outside shell of the Blazer, for instance. And so Pete broke his to pieces. Now I understand why last year at Beat the Creek, because he drove it up Trail 10 or Trail 9 or whatever it was. I don't remember which one it was.
Either
But
one.
bro, I looked at him and I'm like, no effing wonder why it broke to
I can't-
pieces, bro.
Now that I know what that trail is,
Yeah.
like I applaud his audacity to even try it.
Dude, if I would have been there, I probably would have went and crawled in the corner and cried.
The thing is, now the stuff we're making can handle it, and
So
the
now-
new Blazer can make it.
So what I did, guys, and some of you have seen me brag about this in the past, so sorry, but I'm gonna say it again. What I did was brought all of this stuff into CAD and put it all together. So when I printed it out, and I also put some blocks, stiffener blocks in between the outer shell and the inner shell. So that way when it prints, it's all one piece. And so I did that for the entire truck. So when I say that, you know, this truck's probably going to be the strongest body that I've got when I'm done with my other one. This one here obviously is going to Don, but the other big part of the whole thing is that when you do put support blocks into this, like this whole thing is all support in here, it gives you that much more surface to be able to glue this thing together, and you're going to get a tighter bond. So all around, this version is going to be absolutely sick.
It went from the weakest one to the strongest one. So, and the Blazer was a little bit unique in a way. The only thing that reminds me of the Blazer a little bit is kind of the Scouts, where because these files are made to just sit on the shelf and we're blowing them up for RC. So opportunities where they could have meshed stuff together, they didn't take because it's just going to sit on a shelf. Well, some of his files are married together and meshed where it works, but that Blazer was not. And so you had to treat it like a porcelain music box, and now you're going to be able to beat the rest of them.
Yep, absolutely. To glue them together, Ryan and I pretty much just use CA. And then one of the tricks that Ryan, I don't mean to steal your thunder, but one of the things that Ryan picked up on was using the surgical tape. That's what would you call it, Ryan? It's like a fabric. Gauze tape, right?
It's like you would wrap your lacrosse stick with it. So it's super sticky, but it's woven and it's fabric. Yeah. So the CA, and we'll use this to back the seams, the glue joints on the inside. After we've already put it together and got it nice, I'll run that tape on it and then let that CA wick. And I've also used some of the that plastic bonder from JB Weld as well to do some of the same thing, or you could use epoxy. But without getting ridiculous with like carbon fiber or fiberglass cloth, I'm using what's around. My kid plays sports, man, so there's sports tape for wrapping sticks, and so I always steal his rolls of that tape.
You can kind of see the tape inside this big Tacoma I've been working on, right up in here.
Yep, right across the seams, and then CA it again.
And CA the living snot out of it, yep. I did that trick. I think the dog truck was the first one that I did that to. And we've jumped the living snot out of that dog truck, and it's taken a beating, and it's fine.
I've done it to most of mine, have that.
Dude, I gotta get this thing done, bro.
I'm sanding cages right now. I'm actually so pumped.
That CX6 Tacoma, I'm going to make it look just like my real Tacoma.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to drive it literally into the showroom floor at Jordan Ford or Jordan Toyota. Yep.
Oh, for the windows, man. Bro, windows are such a pain. I'm using throwaway Barbie doll boxes, and I'm buying cheap, skinny, thin, Lexan at Amazon.
Polycarbonate 030. That's what I use for most all windows.
I
Buy it
always
on
screw up
Amazon.
and buy it. I always screw around and get it too thick, though, is my problem. So I can only use it on the straight windows. And then, like, literally baby doll boxes, I steal the plastic off of them before I throw them away. And that's what some of the windows are. That's what the Corvair windows are. That's what the Travelall windows are.
I give Ryan all my Barbie doll boxes.
You don't. I get these from my little girl. You should save those boxes for me, man. 'Cause I'll use
Dude,
them.
I don't mind putting a can or two in my trucks, man. I don't care.
I just keep printing off CJ7 driver at different sizes.
You
Guarantee you that's what's going in my.
need to start. You need to start printing this off, man. So you let me drive your stuff, bro.
I'm rocking with Matt until I have my own fat ass
I
sitting.
can't believe you're turning on me like that, man.
It doesn't.
Dude,
you.
Yes, it does.
No.
Dude, straight up.
The thing about those, no one's ever smiling because they have to sit still so long.
Bro, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Using what I got, man.
Dude, that is so me, bro.
Yeah.
That scan took me like 15 minutes to stay still. It was nuts.
Yeah, but when we tried to do it with me, it was like,
well, you
calibrate the Hubble telescope.
Bro, you looked like Grizzly Adams, bro.
Well,
that's
so
when you had long hair and your beard was long, bro.
Yeah, man. Long hair don't care.
Long hair doesn't care until he can't get scanned.
That's it. Once a year or something, I got to cut it for a daddy-daughter dance or whatever.
Terry, I run a 1/5 scale gas. Look to get a crawler. Nice. What are you thinking? You want a big crawler?
What do you say? What? I run a 1/5. Looking to get a crawler. Yeah, 10 scale or big?
If you're going big, dude, SCX6 all the way for the win.
All day.
Yep. The baddest 6 scale crawler you could ever want. Chassis wise, unstoppable.
If you just want to see if you like it though, first, there are so many awesome 10 scales to choose from though also.
Right.
I love
thanks, Dirty Thirds. Looks like Mr. Bean. Nice.
Long-haired freaky people need not to 3D print.
I can tell there was a song lyric in there too.
I tucked up my.
Oh, Terry's talking. Okay. Reefs XP10.
I saw those at the show.
Yeah, I did too. It's a nice unit for sure.
It's a nice unit. The body, I'm not like, it's not my jam, but it's okay.
Right. Well, it's kind of like how I felt about the Vertex 6, and I fixed that, didn't I?
Yes.
Hey, man, comes with experience, everybody, right?
Absolutely. I'm pretty pumped to get this going. I don't have a dash though. I don't know what I'm going to do for the dash. I guess I just make an print off my other international dashes to make it work.
A dash. Dash for what? The Ford?
No, for this dude that I'm working on the cage for. So I'm basically faking having an interior by not doing an interior, but doing the cage. The seats bolt to this, cage deal.
Yep.
So, and then the cage has some extra bits on it here that are going to fit into the Lexan, but you're supposed to use double-sided tape. You could screw it if you wanted to see screws in your Lexan, but
brother,
I'm doing what you recommended.
If you decide to do double-edged tape or like 3M tape, I will give you some of these.
Okay. I have a ton of servo tape.
Well, I'll give you some of the 3M tape, and you use this on that, and then put that and then tape that together, you will not get it back apart unless you rip the foam in the center of the two tape lines apart. Adhesion promoter.
So is that double-sided or is it two pieces?
That is like a moist towelette that you pull out of the.
Oh, that's just a cleaner. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll give you some of this, bro. 3M.
I think that servo tape I have is 3M.
Okay, well, that's fine. The adhesion promoter, though, if you're going to tape it in, use that. Once you stick it, it ain't coming off, brother. It will not come off.
Ah, the stuff for cars.
On cars, yeah. Well, so the 3M tape is what most of the car manufacturers use. So, and you use that 3M adhesion promoter with this, and yeah, exactly, Don. It's not coming apart. Anyway, yeah, I'll hook you up, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah,
I'll probably be done before I see you next, but that's all right.
Are you, so why don't you just print out the dash from that Scout, or wait till Andre gets done with that Scout of his?
Well, the Scout file, it's not bad. I'll just use the one I have.
We need to get that Scout file, those files from Andre.
We need to scan some stuff, and I need to learn CAD is what really needs to happen.
Yeah, we do need to scan some things. The best thing I did was scan that SCX6 chassis.
Ooh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it does.
But I just thought, like, if I did the fuzzy skin and I'm going to sand them anyway, it may just make it quicker to get rid of the lines, you know? But something about...
but the thing is, Ryan,
What's that?
But the nice thing is, though, that silk PLA that you're messing with, you don't really want to sand that stuff, you know? I get what you're doing, but that stuff looks so stinking good just straight off the printer that silk does.
Which is why you got to play with that fuzzy if you don't want the lines, because you're not going to be doing the finish work.
You got fuzzy wuzzy.
And so that's what I'm playing with. That's what I'm experimenting with. And like on the rigs, like my H10, where you just bolt on the panels, and like an IJ where you just bolt it together, that's where I really want to kind of dial in the settings. But on any of the stuff that like I've been making and will continue to make more of, I'm just printing it like I always do.
Yeah. You know, one thing about the XP10, you know, I'm not sure if Exo Cage is out of them or not, but you know, he's been doing all these raffles. Dude, I was one number last night away from winning that damn Vertex. One number.
Oh man.
One number.
That's raw.
$6.95 away from winning that thing.
Well, it's like I always say, they didn't build Vegas on the winners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So
dude got $1,600 for that.
Yeah. 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 So the winning number was 118, and I bought 5 tickets. I went from 113 to 117. Winning ticket was 118. I was so pissed. I thought about buying 10, and I should have. Yeah, Joe is good people for sure. But I know he's been doing some raffles on some XP10s. I don't know if he's got any more of them or not, but keep an eye out for him if that could be an option for you.
How does he take your money? Like, how do you buy the tickets?
He has a link. That you just click on. Takes you to his website.
And then what? You
just however many you want, and you buy them, and then you put your name and your email address on each one of them.
So you add
electronically. It's a virtual ticket.
Do you add it to your cart or something?
Yeah, you add it to the cart and pay for it right on his website,
Okay.
and it's a virtual ticket. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, when you do the math, he does well off those raffles.
I did the math. It was $1,600
Yeah. Okay,
for
Terry. Yeah, you've been
a
trying. Yeah.
$700 truck. It's not bad.
Right. Exactly.
I'm raffling off stuff, guys. Just let me know.
Postmark it. Send it in the mail. We'll call.
Let
We'll
me know,
call the
bro.
numbers in 2 weeks.
You got to cut your UPC off your cereal box and send it to Schenectady. That's where all that the when we were little kids, all the prizes, all the sweepstakes, it always went to Schenectady.
Schenectady for your frosted.
It took me a whole lifetime to learn how to say it.
Frosted Flakes.
Because if you look at it, it's like, how do you say that? What?
Oh.
Yeah, man. I saw Reef at
Yep.
the creek. I told him, congrats, man. It's so cool to see a product come to market like that. Very cool.
Yeah, and put that much time and effort into it. You know, they did their homework on it.
Serious talent on his team. A couple of them came from Axial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So 2,500 on the last one, the XP10. That's crazy. $679 a piece. That's it. Yep. It's crazy, man.
But price point on the Corvair body, the body or the whole rig. info@pilotryanmedia.com for serious inquiries. Just the body. I mean, you would have to have a 10.3, the new, like the new 10.3 for it to go on. Yeah, for the Coyote brackets to work. So yeah, it's what's interesting about these one-offs is like they're one-off. That means there's only one until I make another one.
And the next one,
honestly, I'd sell the whole rig for probably. I think $500 is cheap. It's brushless. It's a built 10.3 straight axle.
That's a steal, bro.
With a custom Corvair. Yeah.
That's wow. If you don't have a new owner of that by midnight tonight,
I don't want to sell it, really. I mean, I'd rather make another one for somebody.
At that price?
I'd rather make another one. I want to have you scan it because I got the holes and all the stuff in there. Like for the mount, bro, if you could scan it with my mount in there, that Coyote mount that's already mounted to my hood, that'd be sick.
Yeah. So, yes, basically scan it. And then we'd put the whole, well, wouldn't have to. Yeah. Should be able to just scan it.
As is.
Yeah.
And then I'll slice it, scan the whole thing.
Yep. Yeah, see, we got to get together soon, man. It's going to be crazy. I'm
just going to keep making one-offs until we get something figured out, bro. I'm not going to – I want what I want, but I'm not going to halt the presses waiting to get there, if that makes sense, right?
Well, yeah. And
I'm just going to keep on – I'm going to keep making I'm going to make a couple Ford F-250s. Then I'm going to make something else. Then I'll make something else. I probably will print off another Corvair and make another one.
We talked last Sunday about stuff, and what made sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We need to spend a day not at regular jobs and get somewhere with some of it. I've got some chassis you need to get scans of and blah, blah.
That scanning that SCX6 was key. I should send you that file. You throw that into the computer and pull it up and just throw it in mesh and take another body and blow it up. So what I did was I took a body and took it into my printer software and sized it to the correct size. Because when I scanned the SCX6 chassis and I take it into, whether it goes into Fusion or if it goes to Mesh Mixer or whatever that program is, it's 1-to-1 size, right? I mean, it's the correct size. So
Yes.
if you take like the big Blazer body, bring it in on your plate and enlarge it to the 136/65 or whatever that number is that I had, and take that, and you can literally set it right down on top of the chassis, and you can see right where the shock towers and everything comes right up through that.
I can't wait to be able to do
And it's like, okay, right there's where I got to cut. This is where I got to get rid of material so it sits and fits right. No more cutting and hacking with a cut through anything saw on the first one. You know, you can draw it out.
Oh, I get it, bro. I
and
can't wait.
skin it right there.
Well, that's the kind of stuff I've been dying to get to, and the mounts and stuff, and I mean that's.
Yep.
I keep making it work, but it's like I'd like to have a couple things that I have as a default mechanism for mounting on this chassis and on that chassis, and then I fill the gap.
Yep.
Fill the gap, and I'll offer it up. Once I have files that are repeatable, everything I'm making is a one-off. So, and it's fine, I can do it. But yeah, I'd like
repeatability is key, right? And so that's why
super key.
That's why I figured out what I needed to get rid of on the floor of the Land Rover, the Series 3. I did that to the Blazer, you know, and whenever I do one of these, I do typically cut it out by hand, and then I sit down and go through the computer and go into CAD and start getting rid of things and cleaning things up so it does fit. So when we do print another one, it's already done.
Like I want where I rounded off those bottom corners.
Yeah.
I want to print it that way.
Right.
I did print it with the arches cut.
If you're going to print it, if you want to print it that way, then you take that into Fusion and actually put that radius on that.
Well, yeah,
on that file.
Yeah, I don't. I'm doing it by hand. That's what I'm saying. I want to get it right, and then make it happen where it's repeatable.
Right. So, guys, this is what I was just talking about. I actually have a picture on my phone.
Well, once you make the file, it is repeatable. But when you're doing a bunch of work to it, it's not.
See that? So that all I did is laid that body down right on top of my chassis, and I know exactly where I needed to cut at to get that shock tower to fit.
What I'm talking about, bro. I need to be able to do it.
Bro.
I'm doing it by hand, man.
It's sitting up real high, but that was, you know.
Sick.
What, bro? I mean, you can physically see where you're landed at once you get your scale right on your length of everything. You can sit that dang thing right down top of it and just visually just see it.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, but yeah, we need to do some scanning of some stuff for sure.
I need to put my aluminum back in here. I'm gonna do a couple windows on the side, get the dash figured out, and this dude's done.
Yeah. What's up, Keith? Yeah. Keith, I gave him the files for the floor of the Land Rover that I had cleared all out. So it worked out for him pretty good.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're doing it by hand. which isn't the end of the world, but it's nice. It's really clean when you can do it. Like I got these arches done in the software first, and so they're pretty clean.
Yeah,
but I did not do anything with those corners.
right. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should send me that file. Or did you send me the file? I don't remember.
I thought I did.
I'll have to go back and look. If I do, I'll just pull it into Fusion and just
You
put
got
the radius on
the
it.
250 too.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, but that one there, that's if I got the file for that, I'll just take it in Fusion and just put the radius on it. Scan day. Fun day scan day is what it's got to be. But we got to figure out how we can do scanning and crawling. I'm not coming to hang out with you just do scanning if we're not crawling.
Well, that's fine. Take chassis home with you and scan them later.
That sounds like a perfect idea.
Can't you relocate the shock towers and shocks in the rear? You can do whatever you put your mind to. Here's the reason why you wouldn't want to, though. If you can work with what it is, then you can have one SCX6 with 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 bodies that fit on it. If you have to change it for every one, that gets to be its own thing. So that's kind of my goal, is coming up with, like, that's why when I built this new 10.3, I'm like, dude, I don't really want to use their mechanism for the Coyote, but I'm going to. And on that FC 150 I made, I completely used the Coyote mechanism to click it down.
So see, guys, that's what I'm talking about. I hand cut all that out after it was done. So what I'll do is go back into the files and cut all this away. I could have done this if I would have had the 3D scanner at the time. I would have 3D scanned the SCX6 chassis and had this all cleared out before I even printed it.
That's what I'm saying. If I have a scanner, do I even need to know CAD?
Yes.
Damn it. So this is what I'm talking about on the inside of this. Scan that joint with that Coyote piece in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And the hole's already perfect.
Because then you're, you can print that whole thing out in one piece.
Well, I don't know about one piece,
but I'm saying as far as the quick release mechanism is going to be part of that whole file.
Yes. So if you have a 10.3 builder's kit, that will drop right on.
It's all going to be there. It's all going to be in the same thing. What's up, Corey?
What?
It's like I see he's like, I see my Tahoe back there. It's here, man. Yeah.
It is looking good. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's coming together, man.
So yeah, Corvair's almost done. I'm making myself get done with it so I can move to the Ford. And now I got a couple new seats and a cage from Harley that I can mess with and shrink and whatever. And potentially use.
So Don, yes. The Blazer will fit on either one of the chassis, honestly, whether it's the Honcho or the Jeep.
Yes.
You'll have to take the inner fenders off, all four corners, and I believe that should be all that you need to do to get the Blazer to fit.
That's it. That and the shoulder bolts through the brackets. That's it, right?
Yes. Two shoulder bolts. So the way the Honcho raises up in the front, because the quick release up front they'll connect or hook into the front cross member. That's already printed on these. It's already part of it. So all you need is remove the 4 inner fender wells and get buy 2 Honcho the shoulder bolts, and that's all you need to do to get that Blazer body to fit.
That's what's up.
And that's why I do all of my stuff with the 2 shoulder bolts at the back and hinge everything, because that's just what I do. And Ryan he does his a different way, and we all end up at the same crossroad.
Yeah, I do mine right, and Kelly does his the way he does it. No, man, I don't. I'm not slick enough to figure that out. Sometimes I'm a lot of times I'm happy I hard mounted them, but you've got a little more options when you let it hinge.
Right.
Like I'm relegated to battery boxes in truck beds, and I'm also relegated to trying to squeeze a battery under the seat or take the body off and do it.
So you Don, you can see right here. That's the quick release that goes in under the front cross member of the SCX6.
So I use those too, but I use them slightly different. So he'll use them where there's enough play in them that he can actually use it as intended as a quick release.
Just push it and pop it. Yep.
I hard jam it into the back of the cross member. There's no play. I'm not going to be able to flex it and get it to work. I jam it in there, and then I set my bolts. And so I pick the sun gun up by the body. It's fine. But I don't have any play to take advantage of that quick release. But I use the mechanism, so, man, it's whatever.
Well, and there's kind of there's an art in those quick releases. And it's like there's times that I find places where it goes into a position or something that's mating to, whether it's the grill or where it's at, and it gives it just enough flex for you to be able to push it back far enough to get it to release and pop from the cross member. Like the IJs, the Project IJ, I actually enjoy having that quick release go up into the radiator portion of it, because the radiator portion of it gives you that flex to be able to push it back and get it to pop loose.
Right. I mean, look, this is just what works for me, man. I mean,
all right, so when he says one off, the next one's going to be identical. It's going to be a Diet Mountain Dew can.
Diet Mountain Dew? Take it back.
Hell, I don't know. I don't, who knows what you guys.
I mean, I know it's 2026, but you got to be careful what you call people.
You were giving me a bunch of crap a couple weeks ago about drinking Folgers.
That's true.
So,
and
right back at you.
I'll do it again.
See, I like what Corey says. He's like, man, I can tell you guys are buddies. You haven't seen nothing until you come out and go crawling with us,
bruh.
There's such clean shit talk going on. It's great.
It just proves the point, man. I mean, look, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and this is creativity. It's like anybody who gets any teacher that gives an F in art class is missing the point. There's no way to get it wrong if you're making stuff. You know what I mean? You can't get it wrong.
Well, but if you're making stuff and you're making mistakes, you're learning, and you don't make those mistakes second time. So,
exactly.
It's perfect. That's what I love about the hobby.
But you're your own guide. Exactly. in the community of people. This is what I used to always say about the planes, because I learned planes on the internet, right? I call it the accelerated learning program, because you are online, and this is before social was huge. And so it was like the forums, right? So the forum pages like RC groups, and you you would learn from everybody, the triumphs and the tragedies. And so I call it the accelerated learning program. And could you imagine if you were trying to do 3D printing and you didn't have the internet?
Right.
Dude.
You know, I just watched a movie the other night that what you just said made me think of it. Did you go to the early human school? You know what movie that's from?
Nope.
Meet the Fockers.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Early human school.
The early human school.
The early human school.
I think I must
That's
have
it.
gone to that.
Yeah, you must have.
And I made this aluminum where I could screw it in and screw it out.
Screw in, screw out.
I've about got my aluminum put back.
Yeah. Okay, Keith. You guys are ganging up on me on this coffee thing. Yeah. Well, right now I don't have Folgers in my cup. I actually have Caribou.
Okay.
Caribou is one of my favorites.
It's not bad.
I've like Caribou, I think was started in Minnesota, and that was where it was either Minnesota or one of the Dakotas. And that was the first time I had ever had it was in Minnesota when I was flying for a living, and just absolutely loved Caribou for some reason.
My wife likes the Starbucks breakfast blend, so that's what we have. There it is. The metal's back.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm not going to scan that. But it covers up my shock tower nice. And the drive shaft. There's a little cutout for the drive shaft.
Nice.
Bro, when I was putting in the windows last night, I was like, why am I putting windows in this? Bro, so it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough to get it right. It is pretty rough to get it right, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you could do you ever use a heat gun on that poly propylene or the
I've used a lighter.
on this crap?
No, but I want to get one.
I've got a heat gun, and you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I have never tried that with this, but definitely there's some windshields that you know what that stinking yellow thing that you got up on your wall that I did. That back window is a nightmare.
What's nice about some files is they actually will have a window template. So it's a file that you're not going to see through, but you get the template. But it's going to print it off in the curve.
Yeah.
So I want a heat gun to flatten it out and then cut it on my whatever.
Right. So you get the size right with the curve.
Yeah, but I want to flatten it out, and then I'll heat it up when I put in my clear stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, the heat gun will help a lot. I've used heat a little, but not a heat gun. I've just used one of those lighters on a stick. But dude, yeah, man.
Dude, the other day, Kirk stopped by and he was like, "Hey," he's like, "Can you work this out?" It was his front clip for something, and I'm like, "Yeah, no problemo." And he said, "I know you got to heat it up." I'm like, "Yep." I went and got my torch. He's like, "Man, you ain't messing around." I'm like, "Nope, we're gonna get this thing exactly where it needs to be in short order."
That's what's up.
The torch by the fireplace works like a champ.
Because of the way this back window is, and there's not really a deck, I had to do the body post on this one. I didn't have to, but I did. There's the metal. The metal looks so nice. So a couple side windows, get that dash like completely final, and I'm calling it.
Calling it sold by midnight tonight.
That video was fun, bro. It did good. My only complaint was I should have shaved those down first.
Yeah, but you know what? That's another one of the trial and trivial things that we got to work through on these things. It's kind of like I'm gonna have that same thing with here. Look, bro. You know what? I'm I told Corey earlier, we were texting back and forth, and I said, bro, I need your tires and your rims
Yes.
for when I'm at the point right now where I'm about ready to get that thing mounted up to the chassis. At this point, I want to get it mounted and get it right and drive it and make sure it's good before I go doing anything else to the body. And the last thing I'm gonna do is do a final full paint on this whole thing, on the Tahoe. But I
Yeah.
was like, I need the tires and rims so that way then I can put that stuff together and get that on the chassis, and then I got to get that body mounted. And I'm gonna use a magnet system on that. I'm not putting body posts up through that body.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't.
Not doing it.
No, I wouldn't either. What up, Fred?
Fred.
I definitely wouldn't. There's some things that I'm just not going to do it on. And the Corvair was going to be a pre-runner. So I don't know. I wasn't even really planning. I had it printed and it was sitting there. I threw some Bondo on it. And then one day I just started going after it. And then it was ready. It was done. And Beat the Creek was happening, so I get some stuff finished. Yeah, bro. 100%.
Keith, no, I have not. The SBR is still clean right out of the box. Oh, I was going to tell you, brother. Yeah, Keith and I have been talking about, because he got the SBR, and we were talking about things that guys have done to those to make them better. And
Yeah.
one of them, and Keith shared the link with me, is there's braces. You probably know what I'm talking about, that mount on that cage at the back to keep the back portion of that cage with those heavy wheels back there from flexing.
Yeah.
Dude, I printed those out. I went 75% infill because, we've talked about that. You go 100% infill versus like a 70 or 75, 8%. I think it was you actually that were talking about it. In a lot of ways, it's stronger than 100% infill. So
yeah, a little bit of flex sometimes you want.
I went 75%, and last night I took and put those on that thing. Holy night and day difference. You cannot that back section does not flop around at all anymore.
That's nice. And mine actually, I mean, if you haven't seen my SBR video yet, guys, it's back there in the Wayback Machine. When the SBR was new, that's when I did the video. But
dude,
I sent it. And if it wasn't for that, I'd have been okay. But I sent it so much that those tires are heavy. And so it started to flex the cage out. I actually made my own kind of limit where it kind of supported it. But it also, at the same time, I used a Arma center brace to kind of come across there. And it limited that flex, but it also limited the articulation. So it's nothing that I would pass on. But I know exactly what you're talking about because it kind of needs it.
Oh, wait till you mess with mine now, since I put those on. It's crazy good.
Bro, how many screws is this?
Crazy good. 25. 25.
So you have to take out the stock battery tray to do this. Which means I'm stuck like Josh now, running smaller batteries. Dude, how many screws is this?
So hey guys, I just posted that link there for Ryan's Losi SBR too. That run video is the best. Dude, when you were jumping that thing in the warehouse with your basher ramp, and you were smacking that thing on the concrete, I'm like, man, that thing is tough. Tough.
Yeah. And I flipped it, tumbled it, and I sent it at the BMX track as well.
Right on. Corey, I'll grab that and show it off. That is my Vertex 6 with a Project IJ body on it.
Bro, do I have to get in the manual to figure out how to take off this stupid battery tray? My gosh, bro.
Vertex 6 IJ. Come here, big dog.
I think there's just more of it than I think there is.
There you go, Corey.
Nice. I was prepared to beat the creek. I brought extra drive shafts, all kinds of stuff.
So, and this guy actually, if you're not familiar with the Vertex 6, it's one pin at the back. You turn it forward, turn and pull it out, lift up on the body in the back, slide it forward, and it comes right off. That's what this is. So I created the bolt-on brackets that are on Umagine and Cults, and you just basically, I got a template you put on, drill your 3 holes, mount my bracket up, put the bolts in, tighten it down, take the hood off, and there's a bracket in here that mounts right directly to the bolt holes that are in the front, and you just take your stock body off your Vertex 6 and put this on and put the pin in, and you're done. But yeah, I love this Vertex. It's a fun machine. And heavy.
Trying to figure out where he wants you to put this battery tray.
Sorry, guys. You probably hear my printer run in the background.
I'm not smart.
Don, you talking about the Vertex 6? The scale of that body, I printed that all the way around. The Project IJ body at 163%. And the Vertex, you know, if we're gonna go out and play and have a lot of fun, I'm taking the SCX 6 and the Vertex 6. What you putting on over there? Is that the?
I'm just trying to kind of get an idea where he wants this battery tray to go.
Oh, is that Harley's battery tray?
Yeah, because you got to take out the stock battery tray to do this inner cage business.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the seats bolt to it. These bolts.
Don, this Red Cat Vertex 6. So it's about a 12-pound truck. So I mean, you're a little less than half the weight of the SCX 6, and exact same wheelbase. The Vertex 6 is a little wider. It's got a little wider stance. The flexibility of it is intense.
It's good.
There's a run video on my channel of Ryan and Kirk and I running my Vertex 6 with the stock body on it when I first got it, and there's a run video of this with the yellow Project IJ body on it. And I got a short run video of this running at Beat the Creek the way it sits. But I also put Mickey Thompson's. I brought the Pro Line Mickey Thompson's.
Bro,
the Pro X's for that.
I really am liking the 455s because they're not 475s and they're not 419s. They're like a really good in between size, dude. On that Corvair, they were perfect.
Somebody needed to do it.
Man.
Yeah, it looked like it. Those tires look like they hook well too.
Oh, super good. And they're almost like,
dude, don't.
It's almost like they're scrubbed already, where there's not a huge lug on them. So they were appropriate. You know what I mean? Not like
Yep.
obnoxious.
Those will, you know what? Those will be really good tires to run in the snow too. They should clean themselves really well.
Yes.
Yep. I think that those tires, I like the tread pattern on those better, and they'll clean themselves better than the Treps, in my opinion.
I like the Treps.
I know you do. Yeah, I mean,
Bro,
the Treps are good tires.
what sold me on the Treps is the stock Coyote tires, bro.
So I have a set of the Aztecs, the Proline Aztecs. They're pretty good.
They are good.
And it's weird because depends on what truck I run them on, whether they're good, better, or best, or not so good. I put them on my little mullet truck. On this little guy.
When Greg from RC Driver was running in the creek with us, that built up SR5 he had Aztecs on it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good tires. They didn't work real well on this little truck, but
I think it's because that truck doesn't weigh much.
Yeah, probably for the most part. These pin tires, I mean, the only time I really run that truck's on the rocks, and the pin tires work so good on them.
Tear it up. The Rock Techs were awesome. I ran them. So after I did the video on it, I just left them installed on the CJ7. And I ran with guys that had IJs, the SR5 built up that Greg had. And I ran one of the creek trails that beat the creek with the CJ7 with the Rock Techs on Trepidors. And it was fantastic. And I ran it at my neighborhood Rubicon trail. That video will come out tonight or tomorrow. So I ran it again with the Rock Techs because I didn't film anything at Beat the Creek. Ridiculous. But so yeah, I like the Rock Techs. I like them enough that I bought the mounts to be able to use them on the H10 Optic as well.
Don, I'm sure you love that Fusion. I loved mine when I had mine. It's a great platform.
I would say use the magnets. I mean, you don't have to use the magnets, but I'd say use the magnets. And I would probably, before you even get going too far, I would almost drop a little CA or something in around the magnets before you mount them up. But as far as those brackets go, I did have to glue a couple magnets in when I was doing the video, just because I was screwing with them on the bench. But once they're on, you have to think of it this way. The magnet is full-time pulling on the mechanism in the tire. So do yourself a favor, do a tiny little bit of CA around those magnets or something. But the mounts that those magnets bolt to on the knuckles, like I said, I ran Beat the Creek with that thing through the water. So a serious trail. Nothing got fouled up. Those mounts are still in perfect shape. And then I ran it in my neighborhood, which this run in my neighborhood, that's a serious creek bed. You know it is.
Yeah, it is.
I just ran the Corvair in there. And that same day I ran and filmed the CJ7 as well. Because I had my little girl with me and she's driving the CJ7. And then I'm like, let me see it. And I'm going to film it too.
Yep. That's awesome that she runs out there with you and does that. It's cool.
And that's why I filmed it, because I was like, dude, I felt bad. I didn't get it at the show. Dude, he's so slick on the design, but look at those seats bolt into the cage. Isn't that nice? And then these bits bolt in right there. There's a pin and a bolt hole, both. So
yeah, it's nice to be able to put that stuff together like that, and then put your holes in that stuff. So it's all lined up. Everything's all done, man. CAD is so fun, man. When you start learning it, Harley can use Fusion upside down, blindfolded, half drunk, and everything comes out perfect.
He's so good.
he is good with that stuff. I enjoy watching him.
It's almost like he
work
should
on
be a
stuff.
designer for Vanquish or something.
It's almost like he designed, or he should have been a designer for highways. You know, that's what he did, right?
Yeah.
That's what he used to do.
Yep. I couldn't wait. I was like, I'm gonna start messing with this cage. About got it screwed together. So, what up, Ty? A few days. Oh, still waiting on the rock text.
What's up?
Well, if you have any questions, holler. I think the video probably showed it good. He says glue it and screw it.
Sorry, I'm answering
Do it.
some messages over here.
Louis Fix It. What up, man? Dude, I'm so dying to see this. I don't have double-sided tape, by the way. Handy. But I got some. Just don't know where it is. Let's put this in here real quick.
Yeah, you know what, Corey, you're right, man. Ryan's video on those rock texts was the best. I mean, hands down. He got technical and showed what they actually do.
Thank you.
It was perfect, Ryan. Job well done.
Thank you, man. Hey, I'm going to be able to just tape this in so you guys can see this cage in here.
Tape it in. Tape it in.
This is a great solution for me, not having an interior but wanting something. I got to figure out the damn battery tray, but that won't be hard to do. Tape it in, tape it in.
There it is. Ryan's going to start singing to us just like back in the day.
Tape it in, tape it in. Feeling kind of shady. Never cool, baby.
Fred, you and I need to talk, man.
What's up?
I need to talk to Fred.
Talk about storage solutions.
Yeah, right. What's the best way to, pack a storage shed with?
Bro, with Fred, if you want advice on storage solutions, you're going to have to get a number for his real estate agent. You know what I'm saying? Dude's got cashing checks, making sound effects.
Oh, the Craig Bavin man. You remember where you had the CG on the A10? Plans are aft of that point.
Manual is online. Guarantee it. Look at the PDF.
Well, he doesn't need to go online to get the manual because I had it. I gave it to him when I sold the plane to him.
Whatever the manual says, go forward.
You know how I am. The manual's useless unless you have major problems. So the manual is untouched. Craig can vouch for that. There wasn't a wrinkle in that manual.
Well, if you open it, the CG information is there. That's what I'm saying.
I don't remember Craig offhand. Gosh, it's been so long ago. I know I stuffed.
I got seats in a cage.
Dude is sick, man.
Yeah.
Now you need a little barbecue. No, it looks good.
I'll do my drivers.
Looks good, man.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
All I know, Craig, is I stuffed 2 6S 5000s in it and sent it. Because there's really not much room for those batteries to move in that A10. Am I right about that, Ryan?
Well, I remember when we flew it early on, I'm sure I was nose heavy. and there was plenty of room to get nose heavy with the old school 5,000 bricks.
Yeah.
Newer 5,000s generally these days weigh a little less than back then.
And those.
Yeah. I'm saying that plane's been around so long. There is so much info on it. There's so much on RC groups. Like, hey, did you guys like the book CG? That's what I'd want to know. That's what I'd be asking. And honestly, 1/3 max chord, the fat of the wing, and then go up some. And then go up some forward until you've got your maiden over with, and then you can fine tune it.
Michael Jackson, just tape it.
Just tape it. So this is less of a concern now that I know these seats, bro, they float on that cage, right? Look how far up they are. So you still have a ton of room on the sides of these rock rails to do battery things. So I may not even use this. This is assuming you're using a small battery.
Yeah, you're not going to run a small battery in that. Not super
in this
small.
one. I save the small ones for the stuff that has to have a small one.
I mean, that's more a trail truck, isn't it? Isn't that what you're going to do with that?
Well, you know me, man. I'm gonna get it to perform. I think with these axles, just like the H10, I may be able to use Harley's mounts to do rock techs on this too.
You should.
Body like this, I don't want to roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Know me?
Yep.
I've driven this only a couple times here at the house. I can't believe I brought it, but I didn't run it. I brought it to the show, man.
Fred's a jack of all trades over there. He's driving an RC car one-handed while he's watering his flower pots and baskets.
That's the thing, man. Any film you see from me usually is a one-handed operation. The seats are in there so deep, the drivers won't need surgery to fit. That's right. So the CJ7 guy, that's actually, I'm going to have to print the CJ7 guy off a little smaller.
No amputees in that wagon tonight?
Yeah, no, this guy I'll have to shrink him down a little, I'm sure.
Oh, geez. He is amputee and he's headless.
Well, he's not complete.
Oh, my Lord.
But just a little bit smaller and he'll fit in that seat good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, he will. Put my dirt pins back. Derp, there it is.
Oh, derp, there it is. Yeah. Hey, I do need to see that derp system up close in person.
I know. It's good. That's why, I initially was all about doing the VS410 for an IJ, but this kit came so complete. I was like, there's no way I'm not going to use all this cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that derp system's intriguing to me.
Ichabod Crane 100%. The derp system is the IJ system. I'm telling you, clipless, wherever you can do it, is what's up. And this is nice because I like mounting near the cross members, front and back.
The IJ system, what are you talking about? On the Vertex or what?
Well, IJ is just a pin too. The Vertex is just a pin too.
Yeah.
And it's dope because of it.
Oh yeah. That derp system's sweet too.
It's like super similar.
It's almost like Harley's a designer.
I'm saying, well, such a good looking body like this. Why do you want body pit posts in it?
Exactly. That's why I was shocked that you put body pin posts in the back of your Corvair, brother.
Yeah, but I didn't. What else was I gonna do? I wanted to use what that kit had. So you were either confined to the Coyote mechanism or the included body posts.
Hey,
That's
idea.
what I did.
Bro, is there any way that you can use that roll cage system that you just put in that with those seats in the Corvair?
Yeah, they'll have to get shrunky dunk.
Donk. Dude, that would look good in the Corvair, bro. Those seats and that roll cage.
Well, right now there's only one seat in the Corvair because the transmission. And I was using the CJ7 seats that came out of the stock rig. So if I use 3D printed seats, I can cut them up and make them work. But with the Corvair, it's different. The seats sit right down on the skid. On this, they don't.
You need to get that file to me, man, for the Corvair. If I have it, I'll find it, but I don't know if I ever got it from you.
You got it.
Okay.
I remember stuff.
And dude, give me that file for that stinking roll cage and those seats. Dude, I'll set that stuff up in that body.
This thing did fantastic. 82R Toyota on the H10 optic.
Nice.
That was fun. I'm not done with the paint. This was just the night before kind of paint job.
That was a slap it together and go type thing, huh?
Bro. Yeah, man. Everything did awesome. I mean, I ran that on the trails.
Did you take your FJ40 or no?
No. I thought about it, but I took so much stuff I didn't drive.
Oh, yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I hear you.
So much stuff, man. Yeah, man, I'm pumped. Just want to finish off some stuff before I get started on new, but there's always something going on. Right now I'm trying to find, without buying a whole new kit to get them, I'm looking for the rear axles to a 10.3 straight axle. Just the metal parts.
I'm trying to think if I
You're using them all.
No, I don't. I've got at least one straight axle rear.
The whole straight axle?
Mm-hmm. At least one.
How do you have extra?
From a deadbolt.
Oh, that's a 10.2. Which would probably work, but I kind of want a 10.3.
Yeah, the only other one I got is that Portal.
Nah,
that I got around here from my Jeep.
it's got to be straight.
Yeah,
it's got to be straight because the rotation is wrong.
Right. Yep. We've talked a lot about that.
That's kind of the deal. Like, what's next?
Well, what's next? You and I both know what's next. We just got to gang up together and get my scanner fired up, and we know what's next.
There's that.
We know what's next.
We should ask these guys. I mean, we kind of already know. But, like we're talking about one-offs. I think if I was going to make multiple vehicles to offload bodies, it makes, for me, I'm thinking, what do people want more? A Corvair or like a square body? Or a Blazer or a Scout? You know what I mean? What are people going to want more than, something weird? So that's why I'm going to make a couple F-250s and let them rip. Either just the body or body and chassis. I'd like to just do the body, but then that means that I'm going to make it for if I don't be specific, and if I go with the cross member mounting like I prefer instead of the Coyote new 10.3 mounts, then it won't matter what 10.3 it's going to be. You know, Ty, as far as there was some 3D
I'll
printed.
be back.
Okay.
I'll be back.
There were some 3D printed rigs there. Not as many as everything else. And they're definitely, I didn't see any other SCX6s on 3D prints except me and Kelly. There were some that had some beds and utility beds and some stuff going on, but I don't remember seeing the 6s 3D printed. But there was a whole lot of really cool 10 scale stuff, man. And I put the big trimmers truck in the show and shine, and I put the Corvair in the show and shine. It was fun. Driving that thing around was a blast. Which, I mean, last year, Kelly's Blazer on the SCX6 that Pete was driving got over 400,000 views on the internet on I think just Facebook. That's not to mention the TikTok of it all and everything else. So, man, I didn't get that kind of attention, but it was pretty cool driving that big trimmers truck around, watching everybody look for the print lines and the glue joints and them not find it was really cool. Just saying. But yeah, dude, people get a kick out of that. And man, so many people stopped and talked to me about it. Some folks took some pics, but it was really rad. Everything I only ran one Lexan body the whole time, and it was the CJ7 with the Rocktex on it in the creek with RC Driver, Hemi Storm, and Redline Design guys, and Pete and TJ.
Dude, I was running with Hemi Storm and didn't even realize it.
Oh, bro, I knew it.
You know, on Friday afternoon, dude, we hit the, I don't know, Trail 10 or whatever it was. And him and his buddies, they were scoping that Vertex out bad. And I was like, I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, I'm just working it out. Got files on Imagine, man. Bolt on, blah, blah, blah. Took the body literally off while we were waiting for his Harley to get his group all out of our way. And we're just standing there BSing. And so then I sent Hemi like a message the other day. I was like, bro, was that you that we were trailing with my blue Vertex 6 and IJ body? And he was like, yep. I was like, you dog.
I should have talked to those guys some more. I got to talk to them just a little bit. I went over, we ran together, and that was cool. And I didn't really know it was them yet. I knew it was Hemi Storm, but I didn't know it was really the Redline guys until later, the next day or whatever. I went over to the booth and chatted them up. But
nice.
What a good time, bro. I'm so pissed you guys had to leave.
I know, man. Saturday morning, dude.
Those trails were so nice.
I was gonna run dog truck. Everybody wanted to see the dog truck. Everybody, because they all knew the dog truck and the Blazer,
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
I'm a little bummed I didn't run my big Scout. That big yellow thing with a white roof. You couldn't have missed it.
Dude, that thing, the Tremors truck is unique. You did a great job on it. It's unique. But to me, that Scout, that Snowstar is chef's kiss, man. That's your best one, I think.
It's the paint, dude, the colors that makes it impossible to miss, and the graphics on it with the Snowstar. I think the Scout and the Tremors truck are my top two, maybe.
Yep.
But honestly, the Tremors truck is easier to change the battery on. And so I ran it twice because of that. I ran it twice because I ran it the first day when I got there later in the afternoon. And then I ran it the second day because I'm not going to carry that son of a gun to Show and Shine. Right?
Yep.
So I drove it over to Show and Shine and carried the Corvair. Yeah. And then I don't
Nice.
know if I got the optic out till I ran the bread truck, the FC 150, but not on any trails. But yeah, it was wild. I mean, Pete ran his leafers, and when he ran the leafers, I ran the Corvair the first time on Trail 2. And then on the TF2 run, I didn't have a TF2 with me. I'm so mad I didn't bring my FJ55.
I know you said
I'd have
that.
been the only one there. I didn't see any.
Especially with the cowhide seats.
So I ran this dude. Yeah, I know. Like, and dude, the thing about the FJ55 is if you look at the box art and the marketing on it, it's a joke. But I dialed it. It's these tires are just placeholders right now, but these are probably an old 10-2 spare RTR tires that weren't doing anything.
Let's say it looked like the stock tires off of the
Deadbolt.
The Deadbolt, yeah.
Wild Peaks, brother. I guarantee that's what it is.
Yeah.
But, this is a Lexan deal that I painted on the outside. And I did all the upgrades on this TF2. It's the long wheelbase TF2. It's got the it's leafs, and it's got the metal bumpers and skids. The metal bumper add-ons are like $60 a whack. Like inner fenders. I did the whole thing.
You ran that at Kirk's on his big rock farm.
It did good on his stuff for what it is.
Yeah, it did.
I took all the leaves out except for the one big one.
Yep.
And you got what the guys endearingly call an anchor. So the diff cover, the cover on that, not the diff, but the transfer case there in the center, it's a chunk. I actually saw a low profile one somebody had at the show.
The BTC.
And I think I went nuts on the emblems too. Like I had to buy the metal emblems for the 4-wheel drive business. But look at the seats. And I regret not doing the weather stripping on this one. That was something I came into later. I didn't do the weather stripping on this one, so it's the same kind of color as the body. But I did a little patina, a little bit of washes on this. And it can be yours.
Nice looking rig.
I'd probably get rid of this, even though I don't really want to. I kind of want to run it next year now.
It could be yours if the price is right.
But since now I've been to Beat the Creek and I know what to expect, I will totally bring this for the TF2 run next year.
Oh, for sure.
All day, dude.
Yep.
All day. Because the TF2 run, bro, Trail 2 is where you want to run your leafers and your scale stuff. Something you don't want to hurt too bad, that's what you want to do.
Trail 2.
I was telling Pete, Trail 2 if you're new. And it would be one of the easier trails to film your rigs on too, because getting around and a lot of really good shots too. Trail 2 if you're new and you want to view.
Was that the one right there, right at the beginning of Vendor Row?
Yeah.
Between the parking lot and Vendor Row, where you turn right. If you're going into Vendor Row, you turn right and go behind like Harley's booth and all that. Run back in there.
Exactly. Yeah. It starts off that narrow little band of trees between the RV parking and Vendor Row.
Don't they have some little scale looking crap right there too? At the beginning of the trail? Is that the one that they've got like the little houses and the like whatever you can pull up to and take glamour shots?
There was some stuff there on that trail. I don't remember how far in it was.
Right on. Sweet.
It was, dude. Man, when the whole thing was over, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to stay another day or two and film it.
Yeah, right.
That or go early. But I'm telling you, after hundreds of people have run the trails, dude, they are beat down. There's not a weed in it. It's beautiful for filming and just for running and enjoying. And I know I'm singing high praises. I've not really been to any other event, so I don't know the difference. I got nothing to compare it to. But if you get a chance to go to an event, I'd go.
Did I hear that? Are they not doing Axial Fest at Badlands this year?
I don't know
Or are
about.
they?
I think what you're hearing is
Is
that,
the new one out west
yeah,
just by the fire?
yes,
No longer pro line by the fire. It's
they're
just
going to
by the
try
fire.
to maybe usurp Axial into that one. But I think they'll still do the Indiana one.
I sure hope so.
But it's always hotter in Hades at that time.
Yeah.
I've been gonna go to that 2 or 3 times and never made it. But I don't know.
When Kirk and Sean and I went down there for the day, dude, that was a day. In that bowl out there at the Badlands where they do all the competition stuff, it is so freaking dry, dusty, and hot in that bowl.
It sounds like it's not happening
Yes,
in
Brian.
Attica.
Don't they have that in Attica?
They do.
Well, that's why I'm asking. I mean, that's why I'm saying if they're having it this year, because the way it kind of sounded to me that they weren't.
Kelly, you've heard of that place, haven't you? Cherokee Rock Village. Haven't you mentioned that before?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Hey, you're going solo. I'll be right back.
That's cool. Yes, I have heard of Cherokee Rock Village. I've actually watched a lot of Exocage or Joe's videos from there. And I know Chris Basinger's in here quite a bit. He goes to that venue. Isn't it like in Alabama, southern Alabama somewhere? But it looks like a great place to really trail and run. Some really nice rock formations. Oh, okay, Don. Might be going to that too. Sweet. Yeah, I would love to get down there. Isn't that where they do haul and crawl too? Isn't it at that same place? Pretty sure it is. But yeah. Good times. Yeah. Oh, northern Alabama. Awesome. Northern Alabama. Yeah, guys. New toy for me, man. Decided to pop for a Baja Super Baja Ray. And earlier I was talking about the braces right inside underneath this fender on each side to keep this section nice and solid. Man, it is like solid now.
That's good.
Dude, I can't wait to rip this thing, man. But they were talking about Cherokee Rock Village just in northern Alabama. Which, I grew up a lot. Every summer we went down to Alabama to see some friends when I was a kid. And they have some great, now since I think back about it, man, they got some great places terrain to do crawling. As long as you don't come across rattlesnakes, right?
I actually filmed a crawling video in Birmingham.
Oh, you did?
Yes. If you look back on my channel there's a few videos I did on the Traxxas 2021 Bronco, but one of them was in Alabama.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good one, man. It was me and Scott. I had one. There was a white one and a yellow one in that video. We had some cool slow-mo, high-speed jumping routes, and very nice looking creek. And it's more like a stream, dude. It's a little bigger than a creek, you know what I mean? But it was gorgeous. So I did get a film in Alabama one time, and I can see what you mean. I mean, there's going to be some gorgeous spots there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm taking that truck and my SCX6. I'm not sure what body I'll put on it yet, but those two trucks, and if I have room, the SBR. is going when her fiance and I go out to Colorado in September. Well, yes, September. And we're going to run around Colorado and check it out. And we're going to try to go to Yellowstone too. But I am going to get some serious crawling action in.
Seriously.
And, I see there's a lot of good places in Wisconsin, and there's a lot of really good spots up in Minnesota too. I
They're
see
everywhere.
guys, man, I mean, Minnesota looks like, I've spent a lot of time in Minnesota, and that looks like a crawler paradise.
Well,
Terry says Crawlers and Coffee, June 12th and 14th, Horseman Center. Where's that at?
isn't that Cali? I love that. I love Trail 9 and 10 though. That style of rock was awesome.
It was, absolutely. And you know what? It had just the right amount of water in it too.
Oh yeah, hardly any.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go around.
I can't imagine what they were talking about last year, having 1.5 foot, 2 foot water running down through there. Forget that,
dude. Yeah, I mean, but I wouldn't have stayed probably. I mean, that would have been crazy. But guys did.
Oh, so the Horseman Center isn't that where they usually have Proline by the fire?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, this is California.
Yeah. I would love to. I would love to go to all the big crawler events, to be honest with you.
That Horseman Center looks awesome too out there. There's a lot of good places out that way.
Cherokee made Trail 9 awesome. Dude, my Trimmers truck 3D printed joint made it. 10. Made 10. I think if you can make 10, you can make 9. Don't you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Dude, the Trimmers truck made 10. And I only had to help it 2 or 3 times.
Well, you're going down to get to 9, down that steep hill.
Oh my gosh.
And I kept looking at Kirk and this other dude and Pete, and I'm like, man, what? I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, they said Trail 9's worse than Trail 10. I'm like, this is what is this? A grassy knoll?
The worst part about 9 is getting down to it. God.
That's what I'm saying. Then we got down at the bottom and made the turn, and we saw the creek going up, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. That was good.
Dude, Fred can't wait. He's got a ton to run, dude. He's got a ton to run.
He's gonna need one of them big enclosed car racing trailers and a 40-foot Fleetwood to haul all of his shit.
I'm saying, it's true.
Fred's gonna have a RC garage sale on wheels. Oh, almost lost my shoes last year at Beat the Creek. Yeah, going down. Well,
the Mud Monster. The Mud Monster would have sucked them off everybody's feet.
Right. Yep. I know one thing. My toes were burning by the time we got to the bottom of 9.
Oh my gosh! I wore the wrong boots. I wore the wrong boots almost the whole time. So I brought my hiking boots, some tennies, and then I brought my muck boots. And I didn't wear my muck boots because it wasn't too nasty. And so I'm in my hiking boots, and they're kind of big. So my feet slide around in them.
Yeah.
So the last day I wore my muck boots, and it was like wearing slippers. And I was like, dude, they're like Nike Air boots. Those boots are really good.
Those are comfortable. Yeah.
And, sometimes partly why I didn't want to wear them is because they're so tall. But I fold them down, and I look like Peter Pan. I don't care. And I wore those on the 3rd day. And I was so mad at myself for not wearing them the whole time because it was like walking on clouds all of a sudden.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, those are comfortable. for sure. All right,
yeah,
well,
dude, those Rock Techs will work on that Traxxas stuff.
yeah. I'm about ready to jet bolt and go take a siesta, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotcha.
I'm spent. It's been a long day.
Bro.
I'm always the bearer of bad news. When I get wiped out, I'm like, I'm done. 4:30, 5 o'clock always comes early.
Is your Traxxas a high trail or is it on 1.9s? Tear it up. Because the high trail,
it's a high trail.
okay, those are 2.2 tires.
I think, yeah.
If it's the high trail, they're 2.2s, and
Yeah, high trail. Yep. So
you'll have to. It's not gonna. You'll have to. It's for 1.9s. The Rock Techs are for 1.9s, not the 2.2. Now, the high trail. The first thing I'd want to do with a high trail, if I had one, and I ran a couple, there's videos of it stock. I ran stock high trail, the K10 on this channel when I was still at the hobby shop. I ran a handful of Traxxas stuff when I was still at the hobby shop because I had access to it. But I ain't paying retail. I ain't paying taxes on no three-legged dog. You know what I'm saying? So my buddy used to say that when we were little kids. I always thought it was hilarious. But yeah, the first thing I'd want to do to the high trail is slam it. Oh, you already got 1.9s on there? Awesome. It probably loads better, and it will perform a million times better if it's not so tall.
Come on, move. Come here.
All day. All the live long day.
Sit.
Well, guys, listen, we are kind of cooking up some things on the back. Check out our videos. I put out the Corvair this week, the CJ7 with the Rock Techs. I'm going to throw up my neighborhood Rubicon run. We've got stuff I filmed where we were shaking down the H10 at Kirk's house. I don't know if I'll get that one out or not, but I would like to take the H10 out on those scrubbed Patagonias and those Trio rims. I beat one of those creeks with that thing too. So the H10 and the CJ7 and the Trimmers truck beat the creek. Yeah, man.
Dude, I cannot believe that you took the big Tremors truck
on 10, bro.
On those trails. Yeah.
On 10. And it held up. It held up. I was smart the night before I left for because I gave up on the big IJ. I was like, screw this. And so I'm like, let me mount up the Trimmers truck. So I got the Scout ready and the Trimmers trucks ready to go because I sold the other ones. And so when I did it, I know when I ran it with y'all, I was on the shock positions on the shock towers. I gave myself a little more ride height for Beat the Creek, just one hole up, because I knew what I was going to be getting into.
Oh yeah,
and I mean that had to help a little.
Oh, for sure. Every little bit will help on those trails.
I mean, I still had some fender rub, but you just slow down so nobody hears it. That's all.
But I mean, that'd be like taking your big travel up those trails.
Kinda.
I mean, dude, these things are big. That travel and I can't imagine taking my Blazer body on my 6 up there. It's crazy.
It doesn't look big sitting back there under the shelf until you think about the 10 scales above it.
Right.
The Corvair can almost ride in the back.
Yeah. It's a big one. And it's got a lot of overhang on past
the departure angle is absolute garbage trash.
Yep. I mean, it's as bad as what the travel all is.
Yeah.
Or worse. It could be worse, actually.
It might be worse, but that bumper is tough.
Yeah.
the way we made it and then scanned it and then I printed it. And you got to think about the way that bumper wraps around it. It's not just some bar hanging at the back. It's wrapped around it. It's glued the top and bottom the whole way around that U. So
Yep.
it held up, man. It did. I was a little worried, but I gave it hell, but I also knew what I was driving.
Yep.
So I didn't
Don,
it.
Don says he almost lost his red cat last year on Trail 9. Dude, that's nuts.
Last year, you guys should have. I mean, you need boats.
Yeah.
Crawler boats.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Amphibs.
Right. Or a tether tied around your waist. Holy guacamole. Cool, Absolutely.
Man. Yeah, man. All right, guys, we're going to roll. Kelly, tell them what you want to tell them.
Happy printing. Happy trailing. Appreciate everybody coming by tonight and saying hi to us and hanging out. It's always nice to see this group grow. And, we're just having fun over here. Ryan and I do a lot of Einsteining to try and pass along this, the stuff that we're learning, pass along to you guys. So anyway, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, what he said. Fred, thank you so much. Members of the channel, thank you so much. Guys, listen, really, I think I am trying to knock out a couple rigs to either raffle or just sell. Go to the Corvair video. Go to one of our last videos. Go to one of Kelly's last videos. Tell us in the comments, like, hey, man, I'd be interested in one of these, or I think this would be a good idea. Because we're trying to kind of figure out how to make it where they're not just one-offs. And we can have a ready-to-rock F250 for a 10.3, an F250 for a VS410, an F250 for a SCX6, a Vertex 6. You know what I mean? So Squeaky Wheel's going to get the oil. If there's something you're chomping at the bit for, let us know, because maybe it'll jump to the top of the list.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and honestly, the videos, they're free to watch. If you're going to watch it anyway, say hello. Say hello in the comments. Like it. Follow us on Facebook, right? We got the RC 3D Fab Factory. Post up what you're working on. What we will always keep dropping little clips and shots of what we're doing. My little short form on the Corvair did really good this week. It got like 4,000 views in like a day or something. So I'd probably try to get back on that a little bit. Some of the short form too. I mean, that's the one thing with the attention span the way it is these days. What used to be a review video you'd spend 10 or 15 minutes to watch, so many people are putting out the same kind of thing in 1 minute on vertical. That's what we're competing with too. So yeah. I'm starting to think, you know what? Let me do some of that too.
And to that, I'll add, I am really trying hard to work out these files for the crew cab stuff, so it's not completely weird.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
So you don't have to go stretch your chassis out like what Chris did. Poor Chris, man, he did that, and it's like, he at that time he didn't know, and if I would have done it, I wouldn't have known. So I would have been doing the same thing. But we're trying to do things and print things weird so that it doesn't look out of proportion, but it still fits on the chassis stock. So, maybe that's something that I need to work on, is spending a little more time with some of these crew cab things, because I can tell you how to print and you're going to go, all right, I'm going to put this piece on the bed and I'm going to wait, which way does this have to go?
Yeah.
And it can get confusing. It gets confusing for me. But
the goal is to have these things where guys can just buy them kind of done and they can slap them on their chassis. We'll do the work, the heavy lifting. Yep. With the way it goes with licensing and stuff, it's not like we can sell the files after we've adapted them, but we can kind of move the artifact. So, yeah. Fred, what are you talking about? F250? F250 on a 10.3? Is that what you're talking about, bro? Let me know.
Yeah. Certain files out there and things that we can do artifacts on. One in particular, no.
Well, what he
So-
means to say is the IJs, no.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
a lot of our other favorite stuff you've seen from us, we can turn them. We can't sell files, but we can turn over the artifact all
Yep.
we want. And so
Yeah.
we're looking to come up with slick ways to make it so you don't have to buy the whole chassis and rig from us, but just the body and slap it on. So we just got to know if it's a 10.3 or a VS410 or a Gen 8 or whatever. You know what I mean? A 6, a Vertex 6, whatever.
Yep. And a lot of these things we've got covered between Ryan and Kirk and I. So, I'll get busy and start scanning some things, and we'll start figuring out an a la carte type thing for some of this stuff.
And again, if it's the artifact, the heavy lifting's on us. We just got to know what chassis it is.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, man. All right, we're out of here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. We'll throw you later. Go watch a stinking video, will you? You're too good to be forgotten. Links in the description to short form and the vendors that I have relationships with. When you do buy stuff, it does help the channel. Thank you for that. Keeps us in the kits, keeps us in the bits, keeps us in the filaments. Let's go. See you next.
Bye.
Bye.